Okay, what's up, guys? I'm back with another video. I wanted to actually make an official video for the Fiesta ST on this channel. I want to kind of go around it and just talk about the mods it's got and stuff. It's nothing too major. It's pretty simple, but here it is in all of its glory. 4 cylinders of fury, I'm telling you, but it's a great car. Let's see. It's a 2016 Shadow Black base model car with nav. Outside of that, it's base model. And I got the lightweight 15x8 Team Dynamics Pro Race 1.2 wheels with 205 50/15 Continental Extreme Sport tires. They dropped about 8.5 pounds a corner off of the wheel and tire weight, which is pretty phenomenal for a car that only came from the factory weighing in at 2,700. This car weighs about 2,600 because I've ditched about 100 pounds or so. That's including the wheels and everything else I've done. I ditched the spare tire and jack and took all the crap out of the back. Let me show you what I'm talking about. I just basically gutted the back here. I still have the back seat. There's a freaking spider web right there. What the hell? But anyway, that's just my cleaning supplies and stuff. But I between the rear headrest, the rear floor, the spare tire and jack, and the little cargo thing that used to be over here and all that stuff, I shedded easily 50-60 pounds combined. That's pretty big on a car this size, you know. And I've got a CPE 3-inch catback. I'm going to get to that in a second when I talk about the mods. But it's fairly cleaned up right now, but it's not perfect by any means. It's had some issues. It's been in an accident, you know. It's a driver. It's my daily, but it's still a cool car. I bought it brand new in 2016 with 50 miles on the odometer for $21,500 out the door. Love this car. I've got the DO Dynamics representing. I got the DO Dynamics the SL1 headlights, the LED, and I got the DO Dynamics projector LED fog lights too. It's pretty badass. And I've got the upgraded intercooler. I took the grill out and the vertical slats where you can see the intercooler. It looks so much better. You can tell right away it's a turbo car just by looking at it. And it has the ram air snorkel right there. Like I said, I'm going to get to that in a minute when I talk about the performance mods, which I guess I can go ahead and do. Shorty antenna. It's been dropped an inch on Swift Spec R lowering springs. And let's get to the good stuff. The interior is kind of dirty. I've not cleaned the interior. It's a daily, you know, it is what it is. Let me try to get this thing popped. I ditched the engine cover, the hood liner, went with the lightweight battery. All this is included, you know, in that 100 and something pound weight reduction I was talking about. This is a PC 680 Odyssey battery, and this battery holder was actually custom made for this battery. So it really holds it in good, and it's supposed to drop 16 pounds off the nose of the car, which is pretty noticeable, like I said, on something this light. The engine's pretty dirty too, so I apologize. That is from who did I get that from? I think it was one of the places that makes stuff for Focuses and GT500s. CFM. That came from CFM. This is the CPE full 3-inch cold air intake. It gets air. I don't know if you can see it, but it's got a pipe that goes down on the bottom that brings fresh air in from the bottom, and it also brings fresh air in from the grill like the stock one does, like it did from the factory. But this, I have this opened up under here, and it's getting fed ram air through that. And that actually does add performance for all you naysayers out there. I'd say it's a good 10 horsepower difference or more at the wheels, you know, depending on your setup. But once you get up past 80 miles an hour, it's making a big difference. It helps the turbo. They actually compiled some data. You have to go online and check it out. The Velossa did. Once you get up to speed, you know, 80, 90 miles an hour or more, third and fourth gear, you know, it's adding as much as 8 to 10 horsepower or more worth of airflow, and they have the data to back it up. And it's that's basically like making your turbocharger make the same power on 25 pounds of boost as it did before on, you know, a couple pounds more. Your turbo doesn't have to work as hard to do the same thing, basically. But I've got that goes into an X37 turbo. It's a stock turbo, but it's a hybrid. It's been upgraded, the internals, and it flows more. And it's got the Turbo Smart wastegate actuator, 14 psi spring, so it holds all this stuff. Helps it hold boost better in the high RPMs. It'll hold 25 pounds all the way to red line, 7,000 RPMs, no problem. It never falls off or nothing like that. I mean, matter of fact, it was holding 28 pounds of boost to red line, and I had my tuner back it down some because I think it was overworking the turbo, and you could actually feel it. It's hard to explain what it felt like, but it just felt like it was struggling in the high RPMs. Now, the boost, then it was running like, it would run 28 pounds of boost up at red line, and it was only running 14 degrees of timing or something like that on E30. Now it holds about 25, sometimes 26. It just depends on the temperature. If it's cool out, it'll hold 26 all the way to red line, but it'll run as much as 17, 18 degrees of timing up top. So it's got at least as much power, if not more power, than it did when it was running 28 pounds of boost, and it feels a lot smoother. It feels like it's not struggling. It's just, I think the turbo was being maxed out and it was past its efficiency range. Right now, it's right at the top. It's still back within its efficiency range, so we're good. And this helps because 25 pounds of boost with this is kind of like 23 pounds of boost was, you know, without this. So it's doing good right now because the X37 turbo manufacturer states that they're good up to 25 psi and don't exceed that up in the high RPMs. So I listened. And I've got the Depo Racing intercooler, and I got a Depo Racing hot side charge pipe that does away with the stock one. It has the little muffler and all that crap on it. And then that exhales into a Whoosh 3-inch catback, Whoosh 3-inch downpipe, catless, into a CPE 3-inch catback. It's 3-inch all the way with no neck down. And I also have a Whoosh symposer delete right there, eliminating possible future boost leaks, you know. And I don't need it because all this stuff makes a lot of noise. You don't you don't need anything to pump in noise. It's got plenty of noise. Like I said, the CPE 3-inch catback. It dynoed on the virtual dyno about 280 to the tires, and I had all the inputs in right, the weight and stuff like that, and it was on a flat road, so that you can bet that was probably pretty close to what it would do on a real dyno. It's on E30. It's tuned by PD Tuning, which is, they're really known in the Mazda community, but he also does EcoBoost tuning as well. That's basically it, though. It's a pretty simple setup. I've got $3 or $4 grand total invested in the entire, you know, as far as like horsepower mods. I mean, like the full induction kit, the full exhaust, the tune and the tuner, and the turbo, and the intercooler and stuff like that. All those mods, you know, I don't have more than $3 or $4 grand in the car total. It's jumped up a good 100 wheel horsepower from stock, and I've took over 100 pounds off of it, so it's significantly faster than a stock Fiesta. It's earlier this year I was down toward the Bristol area, and there was a couple guys in a newer 370Z. I don't know, it sounded like it might have had exhaust and stuff, but it wasn't modded that much. They had 332 horsepower from the factory, And third and fourth gear, I pulled away a couple car lengths or so with him in this little car, and they looked at me like, how in the hell did you do that? But it's fun. It's a lot of fun, man, and it does amazing in the curves. I mean, that is. I also have cross-drilled slotted rotors, Hawk performance pads, and stainless steel brake lines. And that's about it. That pretty much wraps it up, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. I didn't mean for this to be so long-winded, but that basically sums it up. There's the 2016 Fiesta ST that you've been seeing on the channel, and you'll be seeing more of in the future. You guys have a good one. Peace out.